Ho, 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 and welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Oh, such a beautiful intro, Nate. You are the king of segues. And I'm talking about the ones you ride around on.
I wish. I wish. Well, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. You would think it'd be slowing down for Christmas, but I can't stop finding news. But first of all, Dave, I told you before the show,
You were
I am
excited about this.
I'm excited for the hat, but we're trying to reach the younger generation youths out there. Hello, fellow kids. Hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell. We have got...
What is this? Skibidi Rismus. Wow.
Skibidi Rismus.
I nailed it first time. Skibidi Rismus. Is that how? Was that what the youths are saying these days?
Well, there's Riz. There's Skibidi Toilet is something that they like saying. I noticed that
you're a little
way off
your left there. That's not bad there.
Yeah, that does wonders for my chin. But yes, I made this hat.
Other way. There you go. Yeah. So, you made this?
Yeah, this is one I made today. I ordered it last week. It was supposed to come in yesterday. I did a gang sheet of direct-to-film transfers.
Wow.
And it arrived this afternoon. So this is a fresh made hat.
I can't believe you're like with me and a 3D printer. It's like you just can't help yourself. It's like, I'm gonna make this thing.
Oh, I've got a whole list of new hats. I did a bunch of Christmas ones, and I'm not going to have enough episodes to wear them all, so I'll be set for next year too.
Yeah.
Man, my camera.
Did you? I think you're going
mentioning my pick of the week later in the show.
Should I go over here so people can't see
you? Yeah.
We don't want to see behind the curtain. There we go. I think you're going to be good because we have the
almost
frame.
Okay.
We have the frame there. No, still off. There you go. Just lean. That's what I do.
Lean.
I have one eye on my monitor, and if I'm over here, I'm like, nope. Over here, nope. Man. Yes. Oh, and welcome to the chat, DS Baylor, whoever that could be.
Oh, yeah. Hey-o.
He says first, and then the Not Nerd podcast. Welcome.
A lot like you.
Feel free to chime in. Whoever it is in that little circle is a very handsome fellow.
Yes. We do have some announcements to make.
Yes. Let's hear them.
The next 2 weeks, we will be going live on Monday night because the next 2 Tuesdays are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And for the benefit of our families and other things, we're going to record on Monday nights, same time, Monday nights, the next 2 weeks, to allow for holidays.
And instead of switching to Monday and just doing Mondays, we'll have the problem next year because don't the days move that way?
Well, yes, because we moved, I believe it was the beginning of this year, from Monday to Tuesday because there's a lot of holidays that fall on Monday, and then it just happens that the exact same year that we change, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are on. So we'll shift around. You can find us. You can always find us later on YouTube.
Watch us later. You don't have to watch us live, but if you do, you can join in chat. And hey, don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe, and then you'll be alerted when we go live. So there you go.
Yes. Next announcement. I've only gotten the Spotify updated, but my amazingly awkward Christmas playlist, based on 2005, I started making mix CDs and handing them out to people of awkward Christmas songs. I am now at 200 songs on the Spotify playlist.
Let me log in while you're bantering. Let me log in here and let's see if, what? Get my password going here. Spotify. Oh boy.
Yes. Oh, you had to log into it. Yes. But we've got some new entries this year. If you weren't aware, both Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard put out Christmas albums this year.
Oh, wow. So why is
first and second place of American Idol 2000 3.
So why is that awkward, Clay Aikens? So here we are in Spotify. What do I search for?
Oh, there's a link in the show notes if you want to click on that.
Boy, man, that's planning ahead.
But if you just go to your favorite music app and do amazingly awkward Christmas,
There
you
it
should see an
is.
awkward picture of me and Todd. Yes, I am going to work on a YouTube version for you.
Look
Yes,
at
Christmas
that.
cuts. That was one of my old album artwork.
You got the flight suit going and everything.
Yeah,
It's
that was
wonderful.
from volume 6. But yeah, 200 songs over 10 hours. If you're tired of the same old Christmas songs, I've got some gems in there for you.
Who could forget "Deck the Rooftop" by
Yeah,
Gleecast,
yeah.
or "Christmas in Hollis" by Run DMC,
Oh, that is classic. I played that one often.
and the Killers, whom I like, sing "The Great Big Sled." I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah. See, you got to listen through. You got to get caught up on this stuff.
This is a good one. Must be Santa.
Got to have a
Must
little
be
Rafi
Santa.
and Bette Midler above that. So I kind of have two qualifications: songs that are just a little bit weird, and then artists that have no business making a Christmas album.
Yeah. Now this should not be an awkward. This Los Straight Jackets, those guys are brilliant.
Yes,
They're
yes,
good.
but it's a little off the beaten path. And
it's
producer Todd joined
different.
us in the chat. We summoned him in. Says Christmas, Christmas
says
in Hollis is great.
And producer Todd, I do have to apologize for being a little salty before the show. I was making some sarcastic remarks as I was trying to get all of my technology working, and the text messages kept coming in. But that's okay. You know, that's on me. I should turn off the notifications, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, amazingly awkward Christmas. Another thing, we've already mentioned this, but a lot of you guys, were asking what we wanted for Christmas. And Dave and I talked about it quite a bit, and we thought, find a nonprofit or something. No, we're going to make it easy. We just want likes, subscribes, and comments.
Yeah.
That's all we want for Christmas.
Hey, everybody, here, lean in real quick. What you need to do is just tell your loved one to subscribe to Not Nerd.
Yeah.
That's enough Christmas present for everyone. And I'll zoom back out.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do to help you guys out when you're at Christmas with your family? Hopefully it's a large group on Christmas Day. On social media, I'll post a QR code that then you can just hold up your phone and people can scan that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then just get them to the website, get them to YouTube so that they can subscribe. So
here's another pro tip.
That way, because everybody loves that when you tell people podcasts and YouTube channels to listen to.
Now, here's a pro tip. In the Christmas playlist in your Spotify or your Apple playlist, you're playing the holiday music, slide in a podcast. Just throw a podcast in there.
I'm going to put some of those in the Spotify playlist.
And it'll just
a couple
be like,
random episodes.
Why is there voices on the, what's happening? And just be
That'll
like,
get us some listens.
Let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yes. I love it. Oh, and I do have a piece of follow-up from last episode, Dave. If you have a sound for follow-up that we'd never do anymore, so you probably hit it.
I don't. I couldn't even find it the last time.
Yes. But last week we were talking about the Amazon purchase, and it was a Keurig machine. And I was like, we've had ours for like 15 years that we got from Elliot and Lisa. My wife reminded me that we got a new one a couple of years ago, to which I looked up, and a couple of years ago was April of 2017. So 7.5 years ago, we picked up the Keurig K55 to replace our original ones. So
that's quite a while.
I know people were like, oh, you've had a Keurig for how long? So I wanted to set the record straight. We don't want any misinformation here on the Not Nerd Show.
I'm sure there's some people out there who are writing down all the dates from every comment we make. And then if there's a conflict, they will comment, and we do not want that.
Yes. And if you do find something wrong, please comment, because that means more comments. So
so I guess it's a win-win.
Win. So I think that's all the stuff at the head of the show. But for the main topic, and we were going to be wearing these to start the show, but I forgot how non-trucker hat friendly mine is.
Yeah, which is the whole reason for everything.
But over the last couple weeks, I noticed there was just a ton of Vision Pro news, and along with that, some news on Meta Quest has had some stuff.
Yeah.
Google and Samsung are doing some stuff. So I figured it was about time to get caught up on all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm using my headset now. I don't have it connected. Now, one of the big things that I am loving is on the latest version of Vision OS. I could always connect to my Mac and have a nice, huge 120-inch screen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they have the widescreen that they tease. So
Right.
there's one that's kind of a wide curved, like if you've seen those Samsung TVs or monitors, and then they have an ultra wide, which is probably 3, 4 screens wide. I
Wow.
like the kind of middle one. And man, for workflow, like tonight after the show, I'm gonna go downstairs, get my chair, put on my Vision Pro, get my window up, and I have notpicks.com, Libsyn for the podcast, YouTube, notnerd.com, Permute, Downy, all these different apps, and I can have them all spread out wonderfully
Wow.
while I'm sitting in my recliner. It
That's
is a
great.
beautiful thing.
That sounds beautiful.
Yes,
Meanwhile,
but
and
I
your
think
family is completely cut off and they're crying and
they're
come
in
back to
bed.
us, Daddy. Oh, they're in
That
bed.
that is one thing I will say. I know we did a Vision Pro, done a couple episodes. It came out what, February. We went and did the pickup and did an episode about that.
Yeah.
For me, the Vision Pro, I want to use it when there aren't other people around. If I'm traveling now on an airplane, I will use it. You have never experienced an airplane until you've been wearing a Vision Pro. It is so wonderful just to watch a movie wider than the airplane.
I've been scared
Um,
to I've flown to Alaska and back with these and I've
yeah.
been
Too
reticent
scared to put it
to put
on?
it on. Yeah.
Oh, you got to do it. It is such a game changer. But yes, you're wearing your Meta Quest 3 over there,
Yeah.
which has we'll get to that. But yeah, the Vision Pro. So here's the whole thing of what happened with the Vision Pro, because everybody's like, it's dumb. Nobody likes it. I don't see anybody using it. Well, when everybody first got them, they all went out on their skateboards into the restaurant and did their viral
Yeah.
videos where they're grabbing in the air and doing all this dumb stuff. People are using their Vision Pros. They're just not using them for viral videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said it, what, 5 months ago when we did our last Vision Pro, but I want to start doing more videos because it's great. And people, it's so hard to understand. Like, to demo it to somebody, when we got together, Dave, we spent a couple of hours demoing back and forth between the two headsets. I always feel like if I was going to have somebody use it, it's like, let's sit down for an hour and I'm going to show you all the fun things and you can really get the hang of it. It's not like your phone where you can just show a screen and start
Yeah.
going.
And with
Um,
especially with the Vision Pro, you got to put it on. You got to go through the setup process where it moves your focus in
yeah,
your
to
eyes,
adjust
and
the
it's
eyes.
it's a big commitment to show
Yes.
somebody. The Quest 3 is less like that. You just basically have to put it
Yeah.
on. But still it's it's someone
Oh,
else's. It's been on their face.
I'm tapping my fingers. See, and
Oh,
this
with your
actually,
hands.
besides the fact that you can't see my eyeballs,
Yeah.
now I have a huge screen right in front of my camera. So I could be reading stuff. Again, besides the fact you can't see my eyeballs, which doesn't make for the greatest effect. But man, I can see everything right there. And it's much better than having my screen over there. But let's maybe get into all these stories that I
Yeah.
came across. And I think
I,
I'm going to de-headset.
well, Todd, producer saw, and I have to lean way in because the fidelity of these is so low.
Yeah.
He says, "I want to sit down for an hour with you to show you, for you to show me the Vision Pro." So,
Yeah.
Todd, you had like 15 minutes. Come on,
Yeah. In at Bridgeport Village
don't be
outside in the
greedy.
cold.
Don't be
Yeah.
greedy.
Come on. Yeah, no, Todd, we will definitely do it, and can show you some of the immersive videos and stuff because those are cool to watch. I think they have some new ones. So to the stories, Tim Cook defends Vision Pro's sales performance with 3 words. Those 3 words:
Kiss
early,
my. Oh, oh, I
yeah,
was wrong. I was wrong. That's not it.
money in the bank, uh, early adopter product, which is obvious with the price point, the limited supply. But
Yeah.
I keep thinking everybody says they're not even going to sell 500,000 of these
I
this
would
year.
be
Well,
happy if I sold 500,000 of anything.
yes, because at a base price of $3,500, 500,000 units would be 1.75 billion with a B
Yeah.
dollars.
And that
So
probably would
people are
cover
like,
the cost of development and production, I would imagine. So if anything, they're probably just breaking even, if which
yeah,
would be fine
yeah,
because software and future products. So I mean, they're doing okay.
yeah. And there's rumors and stuff about new ones coming out and stuff. And, but they keep putting work into it. And
We have
if
some
you might be
driveway
saying,
action going on.
oh, driveway cam, Val heading out.
Heading to Bible study. And man, I got to tell you, this is a quick weather report. It is windy. Oh, she's coming back in. Oh, I better switch back.
Busted.
Busted. No, it's been rainy and windy outside.
Oh
So
man, yeah, that weather. But yeah, so Tim's had some interviews and he was just talking about, hey, we wanted to get this out there and get in people's hands, and we wanted to see how people use it and do stuff with it. But the next one, you might be saying, well, Tim Cook likes the Vision Pro. What about anybody else? How about Popular Science? Maybe you've heard of it. Innovation of the Year,
oh
Apple
my.
Vision Pro.
Wow, they popular science used to be more popular than they are now, but I have heard of it.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful shot of this guy.
Yeah. But yeah, so they named it the Innovation of the Year
Hmm.
along that. And
There it is. Learn more. Credible
they,
rumors of Apple's VR bounced around, etc., etc. You can read the article yourself by following the link in the show notes.
yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
who
But
else? Are there others?
um, that was the one I saw. But there was a cool new app
Hmm.
that I came across. I haven't gotten to try it yet, but Simply Piano, which they have an iPad app and some other apps, but they have a Vision Pro one where you can learn to play the piano without a keyboard. So it actually
Hmm.
puts a keyboard there and will teach you piano. So I want to
I
try
have
that out.
I have one for my Quest that I did try out. The way it works is you get your controllers. I know Apple Vision Pro users,
Yes.
you're jealous of these, but you get you put this one on the low note, and then you put this one on the high note, and it pretty much all keyboard keys are the same width,
Ah,
and depth, and
yeah.
so it maps it in space, and then it
Okay.
overlays the keys on top of your real keyboard, and then you can tweak it and adjust it. But then it's kind of like Guitar Hero, where the notes will come down from the top, and when it hits the bottom, you press the
Oh,
key,
yeah.
and it can kind of teach you to play. So anyway, I have that app. I've used it exactly one time, but I'm going to be using it more. Oh, we got more action on the driveway cam. The wife, she takes about 12 coffees. There's one. There's two.
Ah,
Just so she can be hydrated.
gotta have, yeah, you got to be hydrated. If you don't leave the house with at least a gallon of liquids
Yeah.
and you're female,
So
you're probably going to pass out.
she knows we're recording, but she didn't wave at the camera, which she
Yeah.
may. You can't sit on your phone. Got to take your phone out there. Yeah. So
Nice.
she's gonna love this. And it's always a little risky backing out of our driveway because uh, the cars are so close to the driveway, so you don't want to
Yeah.
back into the one. So
Oh, yes.
anyway, we'll give her some privacy as she
Yes.
backs out.
And producer Todd said Nate gets amped up and defensive for Apple like I do with Madonna. Yes.
Who?
Yes, indeed. Ooh, ouch. Um, and you did mention the controllers. I did want to say that there was a story that came out. I don't think I put it in the show notes, but Apple's going to partner with Sony
Yeah.
because they had a VR headset that nobody's buying, and they have some controllers. So it looks like they will get similar controller support on the Vision Pro, which I would be excited to get because that is a nice thing with the Meta to have that.
Yeah, that they're reportedly collaborating, but who knows?
Yes.
That's just rumors at this point, so we
Yeah.
shall see. But that would really make the Vision Pro a contender in playing games.
Game. Yeah.
Because right now it's like it's not that great.
Not as good. Next one, there's a new, I believe it's $120 ergonomic head strap for the Vision Pro that almost looks similar to the one that you have for your Quest, but it's got a top strap, a upper back strap, and a lower back strap. And it's a medical device company
It
that makes
sounds like a
CPAP
medical
machines and
device.
stuff. ResMed. But the Contour head strap, and it's
Look
going to
at
be available at
that.
the Apple Store. So $120. On mine, I just leave on the standard, pretty looking one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll get a little discomfort if it's been an hour or two, but it's nothing where I'm like, I need to spend $120 to get a full. I mean, you might as well just have a full hat device that it clips into at that point.
Yeah, and mine's an aftermarket one.
Yeah.
That has the adjustable top strap, which I think is very important, and the default for the Vision Pro lacks, and then it's got a built-in battery, so you can have longer playtime, and then it's got the adjustable
cranker,
the crank, so
nice.
It's pretty easy. You throw it on, crank it, good to go.
Very cool. The next story I had: Blackmagic debuts $30,000 3D camera for capturing video for Vision Pro.
Yes, so and guess what's on my Christmas list?
Yes. Let's see if you can buy that through Amazon affiliate link
please.
there. But
yes, we would love the
but yeah, for the spatial video there, they teased this a while back, but now there's an official very high-end camera to shoot all this spatial video, and it's a lot smaller than kind of the devices we've seen for some of the Apple stuff, but it'll be fun to see what people can do with that.
Man, that's gonna be great. But don't forget, you can use depending on what phone you have, you can use these two lenses on your phone to do spatial video so that you can have 3D vision in your Apple Vision Pro, and the Vision Pro also records video as well.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yes, indeed. Next up, one of the cool use cases, Vision Pro has completely changed how Porsche unveils sports cars in two ways. So they've done some cool immersive where you can kind of just put on a Vision Pro if you're not there to see a new vehicle, but also if they have a vehicle that they don't necessarily want to show off yet, they can show them the engine and all the internals and all that stuff and walk people through their new cars. So there are some very cool use cases that are coming out for this thing. I am not in the market for a Porsche yet. Again, hit notpicks.com for that affiliate link.
Well, for me, it was either buy a used Porsche, an older used Porsche, or get that Blackmagic camera. So that was one of the two.
Toss up.
Yeah. So man, their videos got lots of flashing. Sorry if anybody's got seizure issues here.
All over the place.
But yeah, it's so cool. You can just use these VR devices to see the object in front of you as it would be if you were in the showroom. So pretty cool.
Yes. And then that was the Vision Pro stories I had, but I did find an article that was talking about some of the MetaQuest 3 updates that I think you're familiar with some of those, Dave, at least the Windows computer interface that they have now.
Yeah, they partnered with Microsoft maybe, or they just did it themselves. But yes, now it's much easier to just plug your Quest into a Windows PC. I think Windows 11. I don't know if Windows 10 is supported. But anyway, you plug it in and it just, like your Vision Pro, it does a virtual screen and you can adjust it. There have been tools to do this before for both Mac and PC, and there have been some beta type stuff that they built in, but now it's official and reportedly works very well. I do have a Windows virtual machine on my Mac, but I've not tried
Mm.
this feature.
Oh,
Typically, you have to be running the MetaQuest app for PC or Mac,
uh,
and they don't have an ARM version of that out yet. Or if they
for the
do,
Mac.
my virtual machine's not powerful enough to run it. So I
Gotcha.
will test this out a little bit later to see if I can get it to work with my virtual machine. If not, I'll try it on a regular PC. Maybe I need to take
Regular
it over to your
PC.
house and
Yeah,
on
we'll
your.
plug it in and go. And Meta and Apple obviously get talked about a lot, but Samsung and Google are going to be working together to get now on the Meta Quest 3. Was there some big interface updates? I saw something somebody was talking about that it looks kind of a little more Vision Pro-ish now with the interface on the Meta, that they cleaned it up some.
Well, they have like the before it was kind of like there was a center screen where everything was and it would get replaced. And then in the browser, you could have a screen to the left, middle, and right. Now, many different apps and elements can share those spaces. So I could have a browser window over here, but I could have the Quest store in this one, and maybe I could have something else over here. So they've opened it up a little bit, but it's not nearly as configurable as the Vision Pro. So, but yeah, they're
Yeah.
constantly improving it.
Yeah, but yeah, this new Samsung's going to make the hardware, and Google's making the
I'm so surprised
software.
that Google and Samsung are stealing ideas from Apple. It's
Yeah,
so weird.
yeah.
That's never been done before.
And the headline does say it's good news for Apple users. More competition is good, more use case, but yeah, it looks they I don't know if that's just a prototype design down in the article there. They say their product is much lighter and will reportedly undercut Vision Pro's price,
Hmm.
but there's no pricing or release date. Kind of like those Meta glasses, the holy grail, where it's just a pair of glasses that you can do all kinds of stuff with. It's like, okay, but when's it coming to
Well,
market?
not to be an Apple fanboy, but it's like, oh, it's coming out 3 or 4 years after the Vision Pro and it's lighter and cheaper.
Yeah.
Who would have,
Huh.
how could that have been?
Yeah.
Of course it's going to be lighter and it's the future.
Yes. Yeah, but I am excited about where the VR is going. I still love my Vision Pro. The Quest 3 is a great product. And how much do those run now?
I think $500 is like the base price, and then you can pay for more storage or not. I would look for a deal. You can find them online
Yeah.
used for $300 or
Oh,
whatever.
and they have that 3S, which is kind of like the older version
Uh,
of it. That's $300. But yeah, the MetaQuest 3, if you really want
if you
kind of
want
the
to
good
do
one,
it, I'd say do it right. But if you don't, if you just want to dabble, the 3S is fine. It's basically the Quest 2 with a color pass through.
oh yeah,
That's about it.
that's right.
But the screen is the same. The I don't know. Maybe the processor is the same. I don't know. It's not. It's lesser. I'll tell you that.
It's lesser. Yes. Well, you know what's not lesser?
What's that?
Dave's pro tip of the week.
I didn't know you were waiting for a response from me.
I didn't know what I was doing either. I was
So
like, oh, wait, should we keep talking about VR? But I think we're good. We'll get on to your pro tip of the week.
okay, so this phone is unable to be used for this. So I was trying to get it updated to OS. Whatchamajang it 18.2. So we'll have to do it the ghetto way. Well, I can show you something here. It's always fun when I have my little phone on here.
Yeah.
All right, so typically, if you are playing a song, and oh, look at that Amy Grant Christmas song,
Oh, yeah.
and you're playing Joy to the World, Unto Us a Son is Given, and you go to the lock screen, and of course, it's not going to show it because it's locked. There we go. There's the
There
lock
it is.
screen. Oh my goodness, it's there.
Mm.
That's weird. So the pro tip is return the volume slider on the lock screen. So you'll notice there is the line that shows where you are in the song. Then there's the control buttons, and
Progress
then
bar.
and then there's the volume thing. Well, ever since iOS 16, they removed the volume slider and you had to use your physical buttons to turn things up and down like some monster. Or you
Yes.
swipe down and get control center and
Oh,
do it in your
yeah.
control center that way. Well, iOS 18.2 brings the volume slider back, and I'm going to show you how to get to it. So, lettuce, tomato. Okay.
Yuck.
Will they show my password on there? I don't think they will.
No. Wow. Fancy.
I'm turning it off anyway. I don't trust anybody. Trust no one. Okay, so let me get back to where I'm supposed to be. So in settings, you go to your accessibility. So this, remember, this is if you want to put the volume slider back. Some people may not care, or some people may not even use a lock screen to turn the volume up and down. Who knows? But I thought it was interesting that it's been gone for so long. But you go into accessibility, then you slide down to audio and visual. It's right there at the top of the screen. And then inside of here is an option that shows, and it's not on here because this is 18.1. So let me show you on my other phone. It shows, this is the ghetto part because I was trying to update that and it wouldn't do it. Let's see where it is. Always show volume control. Show volume controls on the lock screen for headphones and the built-in speaker. So if you toggle that, the next time you're playing a song, and I'll just play one here on my, I'm going to turn that down so we don't get copyright stricken. So now it's on there. Geez Louise, it's so hard to show you. So it's there. So now I can use this slider to adjust the volume up and down. Whereas before, it just disappeared. They took it away. Why would they do that? Come on, Apple. Never take away a feature.
And then you have to go into accessibility to get it back. Like, are they worried that somebody's going to grab your phone and turn the volume down if it's on the lock screen? Like,
let's be honest. You pick up your phone. Here, let me go in a wide shot here. You pick up your phone. It's like this. It's so convenient just to swipe your volume right there without having to go, let me go up here and turn it up. And it's like, come on, leave it there. Or if it's on your desk, you just tap it, slide the thing back and forth. So I agree with this. This feature should have never been taken away. Now, I'm not one that uses my lock screen to control a lot of my media. Well, that's not exactly true. I skip forward on podcasts all the time. 30 seconds or back 60 seconds or whatever. But I really like the volume being right there in the cluster of controls. So I don't have to think about where to go turn it up and down. And sometimes you may not be able to operate the volume up and down buttons, but you may be able to tap with one finger and do a slide. So there you go.
There you go. And hey, Grandma's entered the chat. Removing features, bringing them back. Job security.
Yes, wash, rinse, repeat. So they'll take them away again as long as people are talking about them. Yeah. So that's an obscure thing, but I think it's important. And as a reminder, as we often do, go into the settings, go to accessibility, and just look around in there. There's so many things to turn on that are so cool.
Yes, indeed. Well, that means it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Just the Headlines.
And it looks like Val made it out of the driveway without hitting my car.
Good. If you just went back, the car is just flipped over in the middle of the street.
Both cars are there upside down. Like, what happened? And I did notice you may... it's not a drone flying around, but there's a little spider web, I think, in the middle of the screen that's kind of flirting around.
Flirting, yeah. You are not in New Jersey, which we will touch on later. But yeah, it is. It has been raining good today.
Yeah, I wanted to
55 out now, but
I wanted to do some work on the roof where I work and adjust a camera that had fallen down. Actually, I need to replace it. But I'm like, it's too cold.
No, it was not a good day for that.
Get it.
Yeah, I was waiting on my transfers to be brought by the, post office, and I saw the truck from my window coming down the street, and it pulled in front of our house, and I'm like, "She's got my package," and I went down there, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna run out to the truck to help them out," and then I opened the door and saw how hard it was raining, I was like,
You're like, nope.
"I'm gonna let her come up here," and she had a rain jacket, which I did not have readily available, so, yeah, that was a good one. Well, let us get into just the headlines.
Scrabble star wins Spanish world title despite not speaking Spanish.
X gains a faster Grok model and a new Grok button.
Startup will brick $800 emotional support robot for kids without refunds. Come on, guys.
LG stops making Blu-ray players.
Nice. Australia struggling with oversupply of solar power. Wish I had that problem.
Grubhub just sold for 650 million with an M. 4 years ago, it was worth 7.3 billion with a B.
And finally, YouTube TV hikes price $10 to $82.99.
And those are just the headlines.
I can't believe that. Are you still a YouTube subscriber?
Nope, I am done with television for the near
You're
future.
just
I
reading
canceled
books.
it and
You
yeah.
bought a Kindle, you downloaded 300 books, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nope. I'm 90% of my viewing is on just regular YouTube, which I do pay for YouTube Premium. But yeah, the YouTube TV, I just couldn't justify it. Even with pro tip, with T-Mobile, I think you get like 10 or $15 off if you do it through T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, I was like, there's nothing I want to watch. I mean, live sports I would like to watch, but I don't need to watch.
Yeah.
And so I have been very happy with not paying for cable or YouTube TV or Hulu Live or what's the other? Yeah, there's too many of them,
There's
but
Paramount Plus, there's Apple TV Plus, there's
yeah.
HBO Max, there's
Yeah, and I do have subscriptions. I think I
Amazon
actually
Plus.
Black Friday I signed up for HBO Max, which I should remember to use, but it was like $3 a month. And I have some services, but for live TV, I just can't justify those prices. And a lot of people are like, YouTube TV, you started at 35.99 and you're
Yeah.
up to 82.99
In a matter of a
after
couple years.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's a great service. I loved using it, but man, I can't
Mm-mm.
justify it in my current state of viewing
Well,
habits.
and before we get into our takes, I have some news. I let my Amazon Prime lapse. And one reason was because they added ads to the Amazon Prime video, and you had to pay a few dollars extra to get rid of the ads. And I'm like, I'm already wondering, is the $135 a year or whatever it costs a good value for me?
Wow.
And then when they raise the prices. And so I'm an experiment to see how long I can go without
Without
Amazon Prime service. I know, I know. You're like, who am I? Are you
I'm
okay?
getting a little verklempt here.
So
Man,
here's
that is wild, Dave.
this is the
Wild.
basic skinny is that you pay $6.99 for shipping on orders that are under $25 or something like that. Well, when's the last time I ordered something for less than $25? And if I do have something, I just wait and add a couple things to the cart and then buy them at the same time. And then you can choose the option, the slowest option for
Mm,
free. Typically, this isn't always the case. And since
yeah.
we're in an area surrounded by Amazon warehouse
Yeah.
hubs, they come quickly anyway, a few
Wow.
days. So I'm going to try it and see how it goes.
Yeah. Keep us updated on that because that seems wild, but as
Yeah.
you're saying that stuff, do I really need everything same
Mm-hmm.
day, or could I plan ahead a little more
Yeah.
and say because I don't really use Prime Video or any of their other stuff.
Well, if you need it right
Um,
away, you can pay a few bucks extra and and get
Yeah.
it there.
And we
So
do the subscribe and save. I'm sure you can do that without Prime
yeah,
because
I
they
have.
want to sell you stuff.
It didn't cancel my subscribe and saves. So
Wow.
yeah,
And hey, Grandma says, Nate sounds like the Chewy commercial. The peanut butter box is here. Yes, I was so excited for my box to arrive today.
yeah.
That was a good one. Well, let us get on to our takes of the week. And as we mentioned, looking at the driveway cam, tips pour in over 5,000 drone sightings. Reason to worry? The government says no
You know why they're saying that? Because they
because it's
own
them.
them. They own them. So this was my hot take was
Yeah.
that local police are the ones using these drones, and
Mm.
these articles and people are saying these are ones that either the government uses, private industry uses, or police uses. So it sounds like it's all three of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if the police are just like, you know what, we're going to put up 5,000 drones and see what happens.
Yeah, it's such a weird story. And it's the classic, much like the Chinese spy balloon that floated over the country for like a week. Um, the government, I have to believe someone in the government somewhere knows something, but they don't want to tell us anything. So you just get wild conspiracy theories
Mm-hmm.
all over the place. And I mean, they were saying that they were Iranian drones. It's the government, it's a nuclear, their nuclear search looking for radiation signals. I mean, I've seen it all, but then there's also been the memes because people are looking up and every time they see a light in the sky,
Yeah.
they're thinking it's one of these drones, and
Jupiter
90% of
is
them are,
often mistaken for, and Venus
yes.
for aliens. It's like, well,
And
it's a
there's all
planet.
these weird videos and a bunch of fake videos, and then, people doing jokes of, hovering something with a broom and a string on it in front of their house. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's something odd going on there. And if the government's not going to tell us anything, we're going to
It's
put on our tinfoil hats
man, I
and
still need to make one of those. I think part of it
make
too.
one of those.
I think too, it could be an attempt by government, either local or federal or state, to acclimate people to the idea that these are going to be in the sky and they're just going to be around all the time. You're going to see them all the time. And,
Yeah.
they're testing the waters to see what the response of the public will be. So, because they know if
Yeah.
they ask permission, everybody would say no, right?
And one of the weird things that I've heard repeatedly on kind of the main ones that have been seen in New Jersey is that they're flying at night and they're using lights, which if you're trying to be like a spy drone, you wouldn't think
You
you would
wouldn't
have these
put
bright
a
lights,
red
the
and green
Christmas
light on
lights
them.
on them.
Yeah.
I think it might be Santa trying to keep an eye on who's been naughty or
Oh, they
nice.
are red
I
and
think
green.
he's using drones. Those elves
Hmm.
have he stole some elves from OpenAI and DJI, and he's making drones up at the North Pole. But
And speaking of elves and Christmas, I wanted to watch a Christmas movie the other night, so we turned on the old TV and
yeah,
watched Mel Gibson's Fat Man. It came out a couple
oh,
years ago.
I didn't miss that one.
I don't know that I could recommend this movie. Let's put it this way: it's a movie about Santa Claus that drops a bunch of F words and lots of people
Mm,
get killed and there's lots of blood and it's rated R. So who's the
okay,
audience exactly?
yeah, I will not recommend that over at my parents' house on Christmas Day with the
Yeah. Just
kids.
say, hey,
That's
let's watch Fat Man. It's got Mel Gibson. He's
yeah,
cool.
yes, yes. Uh, our next take is one that you found. Artificial intelligence is helping archaeologists unlock Earth's oldest secrets.
Yes. And
From
since this
one
is,
conspiracy theory to another.
can I make it bigger? Let's see, zoom in. Oh, I can. Good. This is Apple News. And so I'm kind of
Oh,
restricted
yeah,
on
I
what I can
know
do.
that. And I could not, I searched to find this article elsewhere. It only exists in Apple News.
Hmm. Well,
Like,
yeah. Well, it's working. So that's fine. But
yes.
so you and others are probably familiar with the Nazca lines that are down in
Yeah.
South America. And they are these fantastical images of various things that can only really be appreciated from the sky. Like there's this one of this thunderbird or whatever. Um, why did they make them? Nobody knows, etc. But they've used AI to go through various images and it can
Ah.
see things that humans have not been able to detect. That they take in all the information, they look for subtle clues and everything, and so they can make conclusions based on these images that otherwise you could see no picture just by the way the topography is and the way the shadows land on the land. Uh, they're looking at these little bumps and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, there are figures here." So they've taught the AI what the figures might look like, and they've gone through and found a bunch, hundreds that we've never detected before. So
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool. That's a great use of
Yeah.
AI. That's something
Yeah.
that we can't do that it can do quite easily. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah, just it talks in the article about just the speed that it can process through that stuff and try to match stuff up is very cool. We did talk about this a little bit regarding the hurricanes in North Carolina, but T-Mobile opens registration for Starlink direct to cell satellite service beta launch, which I did not get a chance to actually sign up for this yet. But much like
Well,
iPhones have the satellite thing,
who's got
yes.
no hair and has signed up? This guy
Oh,
right here. I signed up, so
nice.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So basically, you would be able to use your existing phone and connect. I mean, the speeds are going to be very slow, but it's using a new Starlink network to do direct to cell
Well,
satellites.
and if it's doing a call, the speed isn't really that important. If you're doing data, then
Yeah.
But if I want to make a phone call out in the middle of nowhere, that's fine.
Yeah. That's very, very cool. So I actually just, oh, I have to verify my phone number.
You want me to take the next article while you
Oh
sign
my
up? I guess.
goodness. Well, I'll do the next article. Our last take. This was an interesting tie-in of the news. An official statement from Peak Design regarding privacy. Now you have some Peak Design gear, don't you, Dave?
I do. I have the
Did you have the
backpack.
camera?
I have the backpack that's at work. I have this camera strap. I was gonna get the clips, the little things that you put on the bottom of your camera, then you can
Oh
like
yeah.
flip it on your shirt or whatever. I didn't buy those, but yeah, I have several Peak Design products. So
Yeah, and I just happened to come across this. It says, "Hi everyone, you may be aware that an everyday backpack made by Peak Design was worn during the New York City shooting last week regarding the United Health
yeah, United
shooting or
Healthcare,
whatever it
I think
was."
the CEO.
Yeah, and there was some rumors that their backpack they were able to identify the shooter by
Oh,
calling up Peak with a serial number. So they said, some of you have asked what our policies are around customer privacy. So I wanted to lay that out. They have not provided customer information to the police and would only do so under subpoena, cannot associate a product number with a customer unless that customer has voluntarily registered their product on our site. Serializing allows us to track product issues. The serial numbers on the V1 everyday backpacks were not unique or identifying. They were just basically lot numbers.
mm-hmm.
And if you do register and it's lost or stolen, you can reach out to customer service and have your registration erased so it's not traceable back to you.
Yeah, because they
Uh,
found the backpack in a park, and
yeah.
so there was thoughts. Well, maybe they reversed searched the serial number and found the guy, but they're
Yeah.
saying it's not possible.
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting with a previous pick of the week, I believe, from you, and
Yeah.
a popular company that they would get tied in, and of course, conspiracy theories and people posting all kinds of stuff. So they came out and just published that. But
Yep.
another weird story over there in New York with that one. But we'll get even weirder with our bonus odd take. This is the ultimate man's web browser game.
Okay.
It's the open the microwave door game. And
Oh
you go
boy,
to the website. My
I'm
links are
here.
not. It's microwave.vercel, VERCEL.app.
Okay.
And when you get there, you see a very crude mock up of a microwave oven.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post a link in the show chat there. And if you want to play along, but there are 4 seconds left on the clock. So you hit start on the microwave, you get some microwave sounds, and then your goal is to open it before
Oh.
it turns off, so
Ah.
you don't get the beep, like, you failed hard.
Well, I didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
So can I? Okay, so I have to.
Oh, I'm not seeing the live version
New
there,
high
that's
score,
yeah, what was
8,700.
I just got a 9,200, I think I got a 9,300, earlier, but yes, that is basically all this app does.
9,000. So you have to click the button with the smallest amount of time before it hits
9,500. Yes.
Oh, I forgot to do it that time.
Because I often try to do that. You don't want that beeper to go off, so you try to open it with one. You can usually open it with 3 seconds left, and you're going to be okay. But this one is, you see those memes
so hard
about what we did before smartphones and the internet, trying to teach the kids. I cannot tell you how much time I spent with my Timex watch, seeing how fast I could start and stop the stopwatch
from
on
0
my
to
watch.
start stop, like one
Yeah.
1,000th of a second.
300ths of a second or whatever it was. Hours of my childhood starting and stopping a stopwatch on my wrist. That's what we had.
My watch tried to talk to me real quick, but
that was our entertainment back in the day.
You do what you have. And I'm a little older than you, so we had rocks.
Yeah.
And we would just look at the rock and go, that's interesting. And then when we got tired of it, we'd turn it a little bit and be like, huh, that's a different part of the rock.
And then you guys invented wheels and fire, and we were off to the races.
That was a little after my time, but yes, that happened.
Yes. Well, you know what's right on time?
What's that?
Our picks of the week.
And I could not find the echo button for that to save my life. So, Nate, I don't know if you looked at the show notes.
I glanced briefly.
Yeah.
You have a pick in there.
I made a little purchase and I put it on my Christmas list, and my wife is like, I'm not going to buy that for you. So around this time, around the holiday season, stores, this is not a very wide known fact, stores will put things on sale, hoping to boost sales during the holiday season. So this company did that. No, I mean, not very many people knew about it, but I knew about it. And so I am a 3D printer enthusiast. And several years ago, it's been 5 or 6 years ago, probably, I purchased the Ender V3, no, Ender, I'm sorry, the Ender 3 V2 3D printer from Creality. And it was okay. Inexpensive. I think I paid $180 for it. A filament is not too expensive to purchase to make your various things, but it required a lot of tweaking and a lot of expertise, and the prints didn't come out perfect. They were very acceptable, but it wasn't the best. And a lot of people who have machines like that spend more time tweaking and fixing the machines than they do actually printing things. Fortunately, I'm a pretty smart guy, and for 90% of the time it just works. So that's great. Pat myself on the back for that.
Yeah.
But there comes a time in every man's life and you have to say, is it worth my time? And so I spent a few $100s more than the first printer, and I picked up one of these bad boys on sale. And it's the Bambu Lab A1 with the AMS attachment, which allows you to put 4 spools of filament of multiple colors, and you can print
game on
multicolor prints, or you can just easily switch colors without having to take the thing out and put it back in and put the thing on, that all that stuff that I was talking about. So I present to you a couple items that I've purchased with this Bambu Lab A1, and I'll tell you more about an affordable option in a moment. I printed this little mug
Oh,
I
it's
had orange.
adorable.
I had orange filament. I've got some brown wood type filament,
Yeah.
and then I had white. And so I made this adorable little
Wow.
mug. There you go. And this is something that I technically could have done on my other printer, but I would have had to print a color, remove the color, put another
Yeah.
color in, print some more. And that's one of these things, I don't know what they call them. You may think, oh, that's a beautiful print that you got from a store. No, look closer, my friends. Here, I'm going to have to zoom in. Zooming so that you can see the detail. See how that's a 3D printed surface?
Oh, wow.
It's black, and then they print the white, which is a very thin layer,
Ah.
is transparent. And so you can get a graduated color that's built up. And when you zoom out and look at it from normal distance, and it'll fool you quite convincingly that this is just a postcard
Yeah.
or something, but it's got texture. It's plastic, so it's very durable. And so maybe next year I'll print out some of these, and then we'll get a note to tell about our family and send this
Yeah.
out as our card or something like that. This is just something I found
That
online.
is really cool.
And you can also buy, like if I wanted to, I could buy CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black filament for my printer and do full color pictures like that.
Oh,
And it
wow.
calculates all the transparency and everything so that the colors are like full color things. You can do like 2 or 3 color things as well if you don't have all that set up. Anyway, I'm blown away. I can dial up the Bambu app on my phone. I should switch to both of us here. Dial it up on my phone. I can download on the device a file and click print from work, from an airplane, from whatever.
Jeez.
I did that today before I left work because I knew we were doing the show and I wanted the print to be done. I started to print, and when I got home, about 30 minutes after I got home, the print was finished. And I just popped it off. It
That
prints
is
perfectly.
awesome.
Now, again, it's not going to be perfect forever. Things will eventually wear out. I'll have to replace a belt, or I'll have to replace or adjust something. But before every print, it goes along and does a level test, so it knows exactly
No.
the levelness of it. My old one did not have that feature, and that was probably 90% of the problems. Is if the bed's not level, then you start to get issues. Anyway, it's great. So let me go back to the website here, and I know we'll move on to your pick, but the one to get, and right now is actually a good time because they're on sale. You can get the A1 Mini, and I guess we can look at the video here real quick and see if it shows you. But you don't have to get the combo part. You can just get the printer itself. And this bad boy comes in at 200 bones.
Wow.
Without the AMS attachment, $200. You can just use one color. This is a terrible video. I'm going to go back. I thought maybe it'd be more. So just the printer part. But look, I go to buy it, and they're going to have. That's the wrong one. Let me go to the. Please be patient with me. I'm excited about my new toy. But look, end of year store, 3D printers, bambulab.com. Go get the mini. It's $100 off. What is that? A 30%? It was $300 and now it's $200.
Yeah.
It's a 30%. And look, there's a coupon. You copy this. You go to add to cart. You go to buy it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't want that one. I wanted just the one without the AMS thing. Checkout $199, and you're like, well, there's going to be shipping on there. Yeah, but look, you put the coupon in here somewhere, and it's a $20 coupon. I'm not going to log in, but it's a $20 coupon, and it basically pays for shipping. So
Nice.
And I think I did a test. It was like $189 or something.
Wow.
So if you want a 3D printer, I would recommend the Bambu Lab A1 or the A1 Mini, depending on your finances.
Nice.
So strike
Well, I
while the
don't
iron
need
is hot.
one. I'm just going to send Isla over to you, and she loves 3D printed stuff. So
Get the mini for her. You and she can play
she's
around
going to
with it.
come live with you for a
Well,
couple weeks
bring it
and
on.
do some printing.
Well, here's
That is very cool. I'm excited for the multicolor. That's a really cool thing. She's got a couple little things that are multicolor, and it's really fun.
well, Nate. I'm telling you, for Christmas, get her one. I don't think it'll be there by Christmas, unfortunately. But then you can give her the app, and then she can
Uh,
go through, find a thing, and then click print, and it'll just print it. You don't even have to be involved.
yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I will think about
Try to
that. My
top
pick of the
that.
yeah, I will not, but my pick of the week, I'll actually have you do the link in the show notes because I'm using it. My camera is currently on this product, and I used to have my camera for the podcast on this big old clunky tripod on my desk, and it was taking up too much room. And I was like, I have a desk. Oh, I put that down.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm too slow. Put
we're
it back
doing the
up.
dance. So I had this big old clunky, it's kind of a desktop tripod, but I
Yeah.
had it sitting back there and I could never get it right with the other stuff I have back there. So I was like, there's got to be a better option on Amazon. So I found this 32-inch webcam stand. It's a bendable thing. So it just clamps on the back of my desk. And then it goes on there and I can move it around and adjust things as I was doing earlier in the show.
Now, Nate.
Now I have a bigger camera on
Yeah,
mine.
that was my question.
um, yeah, they show just using it for like a tiny webcam, but you can use not like a full size digital camera, but with a smaller one, which may be a upcoming pick of the week.
Hmm.
But I think even my Canon one, you could put a decent size. It's pretty strong on there. Um, you do have to be careful if you shake the desk.
Oh,
Uh,
since it's
it
attached. You
Since
could
it's
bolt it
attached,
to.
it will wobble.
Couldn't you bolt it to the wall though somehow? Affix it to the
Yeah.
wall, and then you wouldn't have to worry about your desk shaking.
Yeah, and it's got a little tripod clip thing on there, which is a little sticky. It's not doesn't quite work as easily as they show in the video, but
Mm.
I've been very happy with this thing. It freed up some room on my desk and allows me to have a camera. So if you don't use your built-in web camera and you need a better option to mount whatever you're using as a web camera, as we do, this is a nice little option. Hey, Grandma, so Nate's going to have lots of tripods in the Not Nerd garage sale.
And
I
selfie
don't know if I can.
sticks
I don't know if I can part with any
and
of
trucker
those.
hats. I
Yeah,
hope
I only
Chelsea's
have
listening. I'm on her side.
no 0 trucker hats in the
Mm.
sale. I do
Mm.
have some non-trucker hats that I will be selling off at some point. But
Well, if they're the flat cap style, let me know. I might be interested.
yeah, I'll have you look through them. But yeah, there's that's my pick. And if you want my pick or Dave's pick, you can go to notpicks.com. We list all our picks of the week over there. It's a great place if you need to do some last minute Christmas shopping and find some unique tech gifts for people over at notpicks.com. I even put a link in the live chat for you guys today,
Cool.
just to have it there. I always forget you can put links in the live chat on YouTube. But we do have a Ramazon purchase because we are Amazon affiliates, and you guys click through our links and buy all kinds of cool stuff. And I happen to know who purchased this one.
Oh, really?
Yes, this is the zip ties assorted sizes 4-inch plus 6-inch plus 8-inch plus 12-inch 400 pack black cable ties, UV resistant wire ties by Enoson.
Awesome.
4.6 stars on 5,107 ratings. $6.99 for 100 pack of each length, 4, 6, 8, and 12.
You know,
$7.
before Amazon and things were just all the time are available anytime you want. Things like zip ties to me were like currency. It's like, oh, I found like 3 zip ties. I'm going to store them and put them in a thing so that if I ever need
Yeah.
a zip tie, I know I have one. And then
Yeah.
one day I was just like, this is stupid. And I went on Amazon and I bought something like this. Now I have like 9,000 in a drawer And
You know?
I'm like, why were they so precious to me? You can buy them for
Yeah.
nothing.
Yes, and this was actually a friend of the show, Wes, and I
Mm.
was talking to him yesterday, and he said, "Hey, I try to use your NotPix link. Can you go in there and check?" So I looked on the anonymous report. I couldn't tell it was him, but there was the purchase on there. So,
Wait a minute. I just
um,
opened my Christmas present from him, and it was black zip ties assorted sizes 400 pack.
yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah,
$7.
spoiler
Thanks,
alert,
Wes.
if he was buying a gift for if that was Lisa's Christmas
Oh
gift.
man, I bet she
Yeah.
could use them. I bet anybody could use them.
Oh man, yeah, zip ties are great. And a little pro tip, you don't have to cut zip ties. If you get something small and sharp in there and hit the little toggle, you can unzip them and reuse them,
Oh,
which is much better than just wasting.
I usually
So,
just
yeah.
get my little snippers and snip them. So I will try
Yeah.
that next time. I will try to hold on. I will try to save 7 divided by
Half a penny.
400. Uh, yeah, 1 3/4 pennies next time
Yes, yes.
to do that.
In my line of IT work, I'll often walk into a new IT closet, and somebody who has wired that closet has used 10 million zip ties. And I'm just like, oh, I try to use Velcro whenever possible for doing that kind of
Yeah.
stuff because you're going to have to move the cables. But zip ties are great. They have actually Chelsea's, not her bumper, but like kind of plastic undercarriage thing on her car
Mm-hmm.
is held up by zip ties, and it
Interesting.
works wonderfully.
Many of the cables and items associated with my office are held up by zip ties. And here's a little pro tip. You can get a zip tie and put it around stuff, but don't make it so tight. So then you can put other cables in or take
Oh,
them out.
yeah.
It's just kind of
Yeah.
a holder. It just kind of
Some
holds
of
them.
these IT guys, they yank on them, and it's like cut halfway through the
The
cable on the
plastic's all
thing.
pressed in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have to you don't
Yes.
have to do that.
Oh, and hey, Grandma says Richard wants to know how Nate undoes zip ties. I wish I had one here, but if you look in there, there's a little tab, and I usually use my pocket knife, my handy dandy knife, and what I'll do is just put that point in there, and then you can just slide it back out because it's just those teeth in the little holder. So you just have to move that out of the way. And
Here's a
then,
What?
gentleman.
No way. See,
oh,
Oh,
watch this
I
guy's
go through a lot of
language.
zip ties. I usually just cut them off.
Might want to mute him, Dave.
okay.
I love that guy, but yeah, he's even his hat is vulgar, but
I was afraid. I'm like I froze up. Where's the
where is
mute
mute?
button?
Yeah, I think you can also squeeze them too. I think I saw this video as well, but I think you can squeeze
Okay, so
if
this
you
guy's
kind
going to
of,
show us maybe you put it in the
yeah.
thing and it's locked in. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so what's he going to do? He's going to
Yeah, so he's got pliers
Oh, he's
and you
going to
just kind of
squeeze
squeeze it,
them.
which has the same effect.
Well,
Maybe he's trying.
okay. He did it.
He
So
did
you
it.
put some pressure on there to change the
Yeah.
shape of the hole so that they'll come back. And there's the
Yes.
original
But
guy.
yeah, so
He did it.
that's
Yeah. There you go. That's one way to
that's
do it.
your handyman tip.
So what's the point of the guy showing people how to do it and then this guy trying it?
So he finds videos of people doing amazing things, and then he says, "What? No way!" And then he tries it himself because he's got a shop and every tool under the sun and everything. And then at the end, he gets vulgar because he's like, "Why didn't I know this
I
ahead of
saw
time?"
the
There's
one.
another guy that does it. That's like,
Yeah.
there's several of these guys, but I follow that guy, and he's pretty funny.
I think I think he may have showed up because I think I subscribed to him too. But he's the guy I think that said standard A-frame ladders, when they're folded up, you can
Oh
set them
yeah.
up against the wall, a straight wall, and they won't fall over. And he's like, "What?" And then he tried it like on 6 different ladders. The problem is
Yes.
though is that a gentle breeze or a dog walking by and hitting its tail on it, or
It's
the
not going to
wind
be as
blows, they're going to
stable.
fall over.
Yes.
So you still have to be careful. But yeah, they
Yes.
will
Be
just
careful on your ladders out there, folks.
yeah, especially with the wind like it is. Oh,
Yes.
so terrible out there.
Oof.
Look at my cord
Dreary.
hanging there, just dangling in the wind.
Dangling.
It's treacherous out there.
Chris. Well, with that, we are going to wrap up this episode. Reminder, next 2 weeks we'll be going live on Monday night due to the holidays. Thank you for everybody that came into the live. Watch us later. Leave some likes, comments, and subscribes. And get out there and tech better. Skip.